All right, so I'm taking a video I'm on River Road now, heading towards Avalon. I'm gonna take the camera down for a second because there's a state trooper up here. So I'm gonna tuck it down for a second while I take a left on Avalon. This guy's getting directions or something. Give you a hint of what's going on. But right from the very beginning of the corner here, you can see this fucking trees down. Look at this. This is our neighborhood where we grew up. You can see the house in the corner, all the trees that are down. Everything is just decimated. Look at this. Look at this tree right here, just decimated, ruined. It looks like a war zone. This is our old house over here. Not this house I'm focused on right now, but the next house coming. Lots of woodworkers out. Look at all these trees come down. Look at this house right here. The roof is, it's like a war zone. Looks like a war zone. This is the white and red houses where we grew up as kids in the early 70s. We later moved to the top of the hill, and I'll get to that. There's a tree on top of that house. Not too bad though. This was the Retzlaff's house right here. This was our old house right here. Not too bad, but roof damage, and this tree down is uprooted right in front of our face. My mirror's in the way, but you're gonna see it in a second. Yeah, just uprooted. Look at that, out of the ground. That tree was probably around when we were kids. You can see the power lines are tilted. Obviously the wind was very high. Look at this power line right here, tilted, broken, snapped. Oh man, it's bad. I mean, Kathleen, Tab, Tony, Terry, and Betsy will remember this neighborhood. Look at this roof over here, off. This guy on a bike here. Look at this house, all these trees down. Look at all these trees down back here. Tree down, uprooted. I mean, the tornado ripped these trees right out of the fucking ground. 100-year-old trees snapped. Pretty bad. Look at this tree right here. Look at this. Tell me the power of that tornado right there. Look at it, just cracked it right off. Fucking incredible, man. That's an incredible amount of wind. Look at that tree leaning on that house. Look at this is Ricky Schroeder's house. The roof is missing. If you remember Ricky Schroeder, look at this guy's house right here. Completely fucking decimated. Right there. I played baseball in this guy's yard growing up. I hung out at these two houses growing up. We played, there's another tree uprooted here. This Avalon Rd in Janesville. I played baseball at this house right over here. I'll let this guy pass. This house back here, they got the trees down back there. We got trees down right here, uprooted. We got trees down over here. This guy's roof is damaged over here. I just let those cars pass. Now we're at the top of the hill of Avalon, and we get down towards our old neighborhood, the second part of our old neighborhood. Look at all the trees down here in the distance. All the trees down, just decimated. It looks like a war zone as you drive through here. The houses, I think, for the most part, are salvageable. It's roofs and decks and things like that, but the trees, the loss of trees, this place, after they cut up all these trees and get rid of them, what was beautiful about this neighborhood was all the trees and the woodsiness of it. And now it's going to be like a new subdivision with those buildings. A girl named Cindy grew up here. I used to come over and play at her house when I was a kid. And then, yeah, look at these trees down everywhere. This is looking forward now on Avalon Road. And you can see the, there's like a break here, probably because of this field. But this house right here, up here, was one of my favorite houses of all time. Because this house was completely covered in, not this house, I'm just going to show you. This is where this kid named Bobby Miller lived. Bobby Miller lived there. I don't know if you remember that name or not. But this house right here, the reason this house was so fucking cool was because all these trees lined around this house. This guy was almost like in a forest. And now look at all these trees just decimated. This house now is, oh man, it's just so sad. And this is the part where, you know, we're only like a football field away from where me and Kathleen really grew up. And look at all these trees down, man. It's just sad. Look at all these trees. All these trees. I mean, even the street, when you look at the street is a war zone. Yeah, look at all these trees down. Look at all these fucking trees down. Look at that tree on top of that guy's house. You know, it's just terrible, man. It's just terrible. It's fucking tragic. Look at this guy's house back here. Yeah, these guys had their houses all lined in trees, and these trees are all just ripped apart and decimated. I never saw this kind of damage from a tornado. I've seen this kind of damage from a hurricane when I was in Florida, but I never saw this kind of damage from a tornado in real life. I've seen it on TV. Guy's waving. Poor guy. Probably trying to be upbeat while his fucking shit's getting wrecked. Alright, here's the Paulzines' old house. Paulzines doesn't look too much damage, but weren't the Paulzines always kind of blessed? They did, alright, if you look back there by their driveway, there's a tree snapped. The Paulzines were always blessed. Look at this, there's hardly no damage to the Paulzines' property. Kind of pisses you off, doesn't it? Spangenbergs, though, or the other kid, the other guys that live there, the Ernie and something. This is the Ernie's house. Look, they've got a tree down in the front yard. Their whole property. This is our house on Avalon, and there was a tree on top of this when I drove through earlier. So they've obviously, this tree came uprooted, and they've started cutting it and getting it off the roof. It doesn't actually look too bad damage, but when I drove through here, look at the tree up there snapped. When I came through here earlier, the tree was laying on top of the house. That tree right there was laying on top of our old house. So, and all these trees and brush are down. This is the Spangenberg's property again. Look at this. Just everything is decimated. I mean, they got all these trees are down in their yard. The Mortz's property. Mortz's property had some, I'm going to pull over so another car can pass. Okay. But this is Mortz's. And see, you see the chickens? We got free-range chickens that are roaming around because they probably lost their little chicken coop. And, Hey, can you believe the Paulzines' property was hardly touched? That kind of actually pisses me off. They made a deal with the devil somewhere. And then we start to get out of the zone up here by the Cheese Bros. If you remember any of this, the Cheese Bros are relatively untouched. But this is probably where the tornado probably came through these fields. Just for the record, the Pheasant Farm is down the road from here. If I take a left and start heading north, here's the Paulzines' body shop. A couple trees down in this guy's yard. And then you get the body shop itself in the back there. Body shop, they call it Budget Body. I think that's what it was called when we were growing up. Pretty unscathed. Nothing really in the back there. The brunt of the bulk of the damage was back there on Avalon. I mean, it's like the tornado went right through that area, right where we grew up. I'll keep continuing up here the Cheese Bros so we can finish up Avalon Road. Some trees down here. Not too bad. Just some minor, smaller trees. And then I don't know if Kathleen knows this. I don't know if Dad knows this, but the Cheese Bros own this own corner. Cheese Bro lives here. Michelle and Mike, this is a new house built. Michelle and Mike grew up in this house right here. Both of them relatively unscathed. Mike then later on bought this house over here, so they own this entire corner up here, both sides of it. Anyway, that's Avalon Road. The Pheasant Farm is up here, and the Pheasant Farm is, I guess, millions of dollars worth of damage is what the news said. So I wonder if all those pheasants are running free. But that's the end of this video. Over when you get into town here off of Kellogg Road over there down by the old GM. Yeah, here's the, well, I might as well keep filming. Here's the pheasant farm. Here's all the pheasant things back there. You can pause the video or whatever and look. But these are all the pheasant fences, but this is the actual pheasant farm. The roof is missing. So now I see what they're talking about. Yeah, that pheasant farm roof is just fucking completely gone. I mean, it's fucking gone. So that means all those pheasants are flying around free. And then over here where all the cages and the nets were, all those look like they're destroyed. The tornado went right through this area, obviously. And, wow, look at this park. This is a dog walking park. It's called Paw Print Park, Prairie Known Park. Anyway, look in the background there, all those trees are down. So this is obviously the path of destruction. Over here you can see the pheasant farm. I mean, I've seen worse, but look at all these corn stalks. Look at all these corn stalks. They're completely leveled. This corn has not been harvested. These things were 5 foot, 6 foot tall yesterday. So, yeah, I mean, devastated, wrecked. You got metal debris in the brush over here, all kinds of shit. Here's like, this is like roofing metal. Look at how that metal is twisted. That was roofing metal, twisted up, and these corn stalks are all mowed down. You got roofing debris all over in these fields. This is a serious loss for agriculture. Look at this roofing, just mangled. This was definitely the path of the tornado, just mangled. And as you know, as we get closer up here, you get into Kellogg. Yeah, I feel sorry for these people. As you get closer up here, we get into these newer neighborhoods. These neighborhoods weren't here when we were growing up. But Kellogg was down. Now, straight ahead is Kellogg. Kellogg goes east and west. If you go east, because I'm headed north right now, if you go east on Kellogg, down there by the old GM plant, that was devastated too. So it obviously came across Avalon and headed across this direction over here. And that's that. And I can't get down that area. That even got worse. The houses are destroyed down there. That's even worse. And I know that's worse because that's where the news crews are, and that's also where the police have blocked off. Like, you can't even drive on those streets. So, and I couldn't drive down Happy Hollow River to Happy Hollow because that's devastated over there. So obviously the path was from southwest to northeast. It was diagonal across the southern part of Janesville. All right, I'm out.